Hello, welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're covering the Hesco Zombie Invitational 3-gun of 2020, Stage 1 Shotgun. So, Stage 1 is going to be our final stage, because that's the order I shot it in. And, where are we? We're back with the cars, crawling through the cars. And it was fun the first time, and it was definitely fun the second time. But what's different? Well, this time from the driver's seat you still had targets to engage, but instead of engage that spinning plate rack, you had one static and then you had a dueling tree where you had to knock the 4 targets from the left to the right. Then, with you and your pack, you pushed through the cars into the second car. In the second car you retrieved your shotgun, got 3 slug hits on the 3 paper targets, exited the vehicle, moved up to your first firing line where you had a steel IPSC target with a center. You had to move the center. You couldn't just hit it and have it close. It had to hit and stay open. Then you had a firing platform on a pallet in front of 2 barrels. You moved up to that. You had 2 more of those steel IPSCs with the flapping centers that you had to engage. And then you had 3 small squares about yay big out at the end of the bay, roughly about 40 yards, that you had to hit with slugs. So go ahead, take a look at my run here, and then we'll talk about what I did on the other side.
Shooter ready.
Ready.
Stand by.
Eat it, Toby. Fuck this car.
Tasted that.
God damn you. Fuck it.
Alright, there you have it. That was my run. Felt like a pretty solid one. And unlike Stage 2 shotgun, where my KSG worked against me, on this stage it very much worked for me. Because what I did is I loaded 1 tube up with all slugs and 1 tube up with all birdshot. This made my sequencing a whole lot easier than it did for other people. Matter of fact, there were people who got their slugs and their birdshot confused. There were other people that had to do pretty serious loading drills, and on top of that, they had to remember the exact order they engaged in and they did, or loaded in for their engagements, which didn't give them the opportunity to re-engage if necessary. I didn't have that problem. But anyways, starting out from the driver's seat, the pistol hits came quickly, which was nice. Crawling through the cars, a lot of previous contestants on the stage, because I was second to last, had figured out this thing of getting the pack through is when you came up between the 2 cars, just punch it out over, either slide it across the roof or just launch it all the way. And that's what I did, and it was a very effective method. So another advantage to my KSG on this stage was its bullpup design. And this allowed easy maneuvering inside the vehicle. Perhaps the only thing that could have possibly been a problem for me, but it wasn't, was the fact that having a red dot mounted on the KSG gave you about that much eye line above the bore for the shotgun, and therefore I had to make sure very consciously that I had the muzzle above the edge of the door frame so I wasn't launching my slugs through the vehicle, which wasn't a problem. I didn't have that. Got my 3 hits, exited the vehicle, and then grabbed my pack, ran up to the first firing line, and instead of worrying about getting my pack on and wasting time with that, I just chucked it up to the second firing position. I can't claim the originality of that idea. I saw a few competitors before me do it, and it seemed like a really good thing that worked well for them, so I copied it straight up. So after engaging those 3 targets with slugs, when I got up to the next firing line, just flipped the lever on the magazine tube over to the birdshot, got a hit, the flapper moved, and then I realized, oh crap, it didn't stay open. Re-engaged, it did stay open on the second shot. Then I moved to the final firing position and engaged the next two steel IPSCs with the flappers. Got hits on the flapper each time, but it wouldn't stay open. I engaged it 2 shots on the middle target, then moved over to the far left target, got 2 shots on that, came back with my last shell and engaged, didn't get the middle target open, got it to move each time, but it didn't stay open, so that was going to count against me as 2 misses. Flipped the lever, was back on slugs, and then boom, 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 got my 3 slug hits. So time-wise, I was 69 point something. Not a bad run. Kind of marred it by having 2 misses, but overall, you know, I think that was about average for the stage from what I saw a lot of people do. I did see people par out or get in just under the wire, so I'm going to be real happy with my time because I had a lot of fun on this stage, and unlike the previous stages mentioned earlier, this stage, my equipment really worked to my advantage. We hope you enjoyed this coverage of Hesco's Zombie Invitational 3-Gun of 2020. It was an absolute blast to shoot. It was 11 stages of pure fun. If you get the chance to do this next year, I highly suggest you do it. It's well worth the experience. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in for our gear review video that will be coming in the near future.